Hey everyone, this is my reaction to the 10th episode of Mushoku Tensei. And last episode, I think more so than any other episode, made it clear that we have only scratched the surface of this story. Like, the very beginning of the show was very slow feeling, like it was just kind of Rudy getting his bases. He's in a new world, a new family, new everything, essentially. And he's getting things figured out and getting himself settled. And once we kind of got to that prologue-ish section, we delved a little bit further into things with him going to the big city, and that expanded things a decent amount, making it kind of clear just how much there is to explore in this new world. But then the last episode happened, and we're in like a completely different continent, the demon continent, with really different types of people. We have the blue-haired Roxy village people. We have the legendary infamous Spurbs with the red gem on their head, because we heard a little bit about before, but now we get a bit more clarification on it now that we're actually in that area of the world. And Rudy is just like really having this whole world open up to him through this. His language studies now paying off because of where he is. And we have Eris, who's always been a great character, and now she's all excited that she's on this big old adventure, and I get to see how happy she is, having a great time. Like that one shot of her kind of like running around in the background, playing with her sword as Rudy's walking and monologuing to himself in his head. That was a great shot that really stuck with me throughout the episode, well, after the episode. But yeah, just there's so much going on right now. I really just feel very compelled to get more into this story because there's still so much we haven't even gotten into yet. Like we have the Demon Emperor girl that was shown before, the dragon stare-off guy, just the Laplace. Is somebody trying to release Laplace? Like what's that about? Because now I know more about Laplace, that he was the one that united the demons and gave them cursed spears, and now we got all that going on. So I'm just really excited to see what we do next with this story. So let's just get into it. 3, 2, 1, play. I don't know how coherent that intro was, but it's fine. It's fine. Oh wow. Yeah, just wasting no time with the cool animation I see. It's okay. I think, jeez, I think she's got this. Nothing at all. You good job, Eris. Yeah, I think she's okay with her current situation. She doesn't seem too bummed out about it. Maggots. On the other hand, Rudy doesn't seem to be in the best mood. Pile of dead wolves kind of remind me of a certain other isekai anime. Don't fall, anyone. Rikadisu. It's a big door. So more language. What is Dead End? Is that a name of a bad guy? So don't say that too loud. It has like big old anthropomorphic animals. What I want to know. Oh, wait, what? So you got like a cool nickname. Yeah, maybe we should disguise him. Yeah, maybe we could try something else. What are you gonna do? Give him some war paint? So they're hiding his face. Also, I love Eris's walking animation there. But it seems like it worked. Did we just like paint over the gem? Yeah, this is a really interesting looking place. Oh wow, looks kind of more advanced than the rocks buildings. But yeah, it also has like ancient hieroglyphic kind of stuff. What exactly is this place? I feel like we stand out a little bit. That seems like a pretty lively place. Also a really nice song. Yeah, that's one good thing this show. That's one thing this show's been good at too, is just making places feel very alive, like a thriving society, like a real world. You look great, Eris. Huh? So it's like a big old thing in the middle of the city. Yeah, I definitely want to check out that place. Because there's clearly got to be a good story behind that. You know, some Isekai anime do that in episode 1. Oh, is his hair blue? I think it might be. We only saw a little bit of it, but it kind of looked like it. Did they just like dye his hair? What a what a friendly looking place. What are we doing? Oh my god. What is that getup? Good question. Let's take a good look at him. Yeah, his hair is totally blue now. What exactly are we trying to do here? It's a little bit funny. Yeah, okay. But what do you have to say about the fact that you can still clearly see his gem? I guess that doesn't mean much with the hair being a different color. Like, I already knew green hair was also part of it, but... Well, then. So I guess the plan was just to make him seem like a half-assed cosplayer of Dead End, I guess. To make it especially seem like it's not him. It still seems weird to me, but I can accept that, I guess. Well, you're a horse, so what do you know? A lost cat. This is an Endro. Gonna trip him, really. You know, I already hate frogs. You're not doing any favors to your kind. Yeah, you might wanna move that foot. What I thought. Know your place. Why is he laying down? So that was that. Okay, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Yeah, please elaborate on this plan. Well, sure, because they didn't believe it was dead end. You know, I'll leave this to you, Rudy. What? Ooh, light. So are we gonna talk about this? Are we gonna, like, check out an inn? Oh no, not the outfits. Oh, that was a... Oh jeez. It's not how you make friends, Eris, but... Yeah, let's... Really shouldn't gather that much attention to ourselves. Yeah, I'm sorry my friend beat you up. It's just... She gets excited sometimes. I also like the character's design. Just head pats. Do we have a name? So that's also the name of the party, okay. I didn't quite get that before. I didn't quite click in my head, but yeah. We're gonna be huge. Yeah, you'll die in a cave of goblins. I know your type. Whatever you say, guys. But the outfit's still messed up. A precious present from Rudy. That's life for you. Maybe we could just pick up odd jobs around town. We did again. Was a pretty good guy from what I've seen. Yeah, I bet. Yeah, just spit out your tip already. We got things to do. Okay, you have my curiosity. Does the lost cat belong to somebody important? Somebody that will help us? Like, thank you for finding my cat, here's a sack of gold. I mean, probably not that, but... Could be interesting either way. So she is worrying about that. I guess I would sink in eventually. Once the initial high of being on an adventure, fades down. The next day, yeah, we have a cat to find. Mission from God. That's probably not the cat. I would not have picked up on that. Good thing we have you. I'm glad I'm not alone in that. So it's like a monster den. How about you go first? You're the tankiest member of our group. That looked kind of like a cage. Yeah, where exactly are we? Is that the lost cat? The big kitty cat. Doesn't make sense, yeah. So, kind of like a... So what, just like steal animals and sell them or something? You're lucky there's a cage between you and it. Don't you hate when that happens? Yeah, you thought you hated your job before. We came here to rescue a cat, and you're in the way. Yeah, we're like a real team. It's great. Not so scary when you can't move. Ow! Okay. Maybe you shouldn't have got that close. Because that really looked like it hurt. Although probably not as hard as Eris's kicks and punches. I did not like the sound of that. Wait, what happened? Uh... Did he just behead him right there? Okay, I mean, sure. Yeah, well, sure, but we still wanted to question him a little bit first. You make a compelling argument, but still... Ouch. Not much you can say to that. Yeah, don't let the hair fool you. Really. Chill, 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 chill. At least wait till we're done. Do they really count as adventurers when they do this? What a way to make a living. Yeah, I didn't think he would like that idea. I mean, is this all part of God's plan? Okay, well, I didn't do a huge amount. Yeah, that was pretty bad. That's a good point. Yeah, let's leave it at that. Okay, I guess we got that settled. And I really was not expecting things to go like that. That really was something. Yeah, I don't think I... Well, we're trying to alter things a bit. Yeah, you don't want to betray Rudy. P Hunter. That sounds way too much like Nekopara for my liking. You don't sound too broken up about it. None of your business. He is so obnoxious. The value of a life and the first job. What a title that is. I said it before, but this is still one of the hardest to predict shows I've watched in a while. I hope we can reunite with Roxy one of these days. Let her know that we went to her home village, met her parents. That'd be cool. Probably not gonna happen anytime soon, though. Next time, Children and Warriors. Another interesting title. Okay. Okay, that was the 10th episode of Mushoku Tensei. And I mean, yeah, where do I start with this? I mean, we start off on the road. Just right off the bat, Eris just showing us her amazing sword skills. So all those training sessions we saw her do with Ghislaine back in the day really gets to bear fruit now. Now that she's on her first real adventure and she gets to fight real opponents. And it's great to see that demonstrated for sure. Of course, we could just, if we really wanted to, could probably just leave this all to Dead End over there, and it would probably all be fine. But Eris, I think she was having fun there, so just let her do that. And the city. We went to a new city this episode, and it was a very interesting one. Like, a lot of the architecture looks like very much carved mountainside sort of thing. It actually kind of looked like the what was the city called? Omashu from Avatar: The Last Airbender. It kind of looked like that a lot. We had some cool, like, kind of hieroglyphic kind of things carved in the mountains, which makes me think this place has a long history. But then we also saw what looked like much more futuristic kind of technology, like, kind of in the center. We didn't really talk about that too much in the episode. We just had maybe one scene of Eris being like, wow, that's really cool. Like, I think that was the extent of what we got, really, of it. But yeah, it looks so metallic and advanced and futuristic. That makes me really curious, because it's such a stark contrast to everything around it, that there's got to be some cool reveals in regards to that later on. So I do hope we get into that for sure. And we had some really good shots just around town, showing just what a lively place this is. The marketplaces, children running around having a good time, the local food products that they have. I really do appreciate the effort they put into to make this seem like a real place. Not just a town of NPCs that we just were walking through on our RPG adventure, you know? So, and we got a new outfit, cloak kind of thing for Eris, although it did get a little bit broken at some point, but she looked nice in it initially. As far as getting into the city goes, our companion, who I'm gonna call Dead End from now on, just because that's easier to remember than his real name. Yeah, he did not seem all that welcome here. So Rudy, being the idea guy that he is, he saw some paint, like ground paint kind of stuff, and I guess just rubbed it all into his hair to make him look like one of the Meagirds, I think they're called, Roxy's people. Because I wasn't quite sure what he did at first, because we're very deliberately hiding his head, like cutting out the head being cut off in the shots, which is pretty easy to do. It seems pretty natural just because everyone else he's with is so much shorter, right? So it didn't really seem out of place or anything, but because of context, it was pretty clear they were waiting for some kind of reveal. But I just thought maybe he would have, like, hidden the gem, like, under the paint. I don't know how well that would have worked, because it probably, like, sticks out a bit, but that's what I thought he would do. But no, that actually wasn't covered at all. All he did was dye the hair, which was odd because it was only like half hiding his identity, because, well, yeah, but apparently that was good enough. We have this scene where we just burst into was that like the guild hall or whatever? We burst into it. We had like some poses from Eris and Rudy, which was great. They were like, it was a weird strategy. I actually want to go back to that part. What exactly did he say when they first went in there? Yeah, I think it was right about, because they went in before Dead End did. Yeah, the pose, because we have Rudy, who's got an eye patch for some reason. He's got, like, covering one of his eyes, essentially blind in that moment. And then we have Eris back there doing her own pose, right? And they just, like, make this big old entrance. So I guess the idea here was to come across as cocky newbies that are trying to make a big name for themselves, right? And then we had the Spurb come in, Dead End, Ruri, whatever you want to call him, right? And at this point, I didn't really get that they were calling their overall group Dead End. I just thought that they were calling him that, like trying to pretend that they're pretending that it's him, just that kind of thing. But eventually that clicked in my head, so this is fine. But everyone just kind of laughed because Spurbs have green hair. Of course he couldn't be a Spurb. It's not like dye exists. I mean, it wasn't really technically hair dye. It was just whatever Rudy found on the ground. Which maybe people haven't used that much to change their hair color in this world. You don't know. I don't know. But yeah, we went up to the desk with our lovely lady that handles that sort of thing with the three tatas up there, which Rudy seemed to be quite interested in, to be fair enough. I think we even left before we even took any jobs or anything. Because, well, I mean, for one thing, the jobs really aren't that high paying. That was an issue that was kind of brought up, but we're also newbie beginners, newbie adventurers, so can't really get the good jobs just yet. But there's clearly a plan here of reputation mending. Like, the dead-end reputation, in addition to the spurred reputation, I guess we're working on both of them at this point, essentially. I mean, they both tie into him as a character because he's both those things. So yeah, mostly for his benefit. We actually got to see another newbie group, right? And they seem, I actually quite like the variety of their designs, because we have like a four-armed guy, like Goro. We have a bird. It's just like a bird guy, and the other one with like horns and stuff. I don't know why, I really like that design. Just something about it really connected with me. Like, I kind of want to see more of that character. But yeah, they did not hit it off too well with Eris, to say the least. Like, violence ensued pretty quickly. So Rudy, not the only one that's a victim of Eris's violent side, because, I mean, for one thing, they touched her shoulder and I guess resulted in the button snapping off, and yeah, that set her off, to say the least. But luckily, we got her off of him and healed him up, and it's all good. I don't think there's any hard feelings there. We also had some more shots of the whole god thing, which I guess is just going to be a thing going forward. We have that presence just sort of giving him tips and tricks to help him on his way. And he mentions the lost cat, the lost kitten, and why that would be good for him. How exactly did he phrase it? Hopefully I can find that. He talks about his previous advice. The god is still annoying though, like, for sure. Yeah, accept that job, do that, and your worries will be at an end. So yeah, very vague about what exactly would result from. Like, after I read that, the kind of mental image I had in my head of what would happen was they rescue the kitten, they give it to the owner, which I would assume would be a cute girl, because of that's just anime for you. And then she's like, oh wow, I'm so happy, please become my best friend for life. I mean, something like that, where just maybe they let them live in her mansion or something, like just something like that. I was kind of imagining, and that's not what we got. Not at all. We also got a really good scene of Eris kind of like getting homesick, worrying about whether or not she gets home at all. And I really do appreciate that as well, because she was really excited to be on an adventure, of course, because she's for her whole life been stuck in that one place, lived a very sheltered life. Then suddenly she gets to go out in the wild and adventure, and all these cool combat skills that she's been learning, she gets to actually put them to a test drive and get to explore the world and see a lot of great places. But at the end of the day, you are away from your home, the people you care about, you don't know what's happening with them, don't know if you'll ever see them again, and it's yeah, that would hit you eventually, and that's what we got there. So that was a good scene. We found a cave, and one of the first important shots we got of the inside of the cave was from the perspective of inside of a cage. So pretty quickly I was coming to the conclusion that this was some kind of kidnapping animals, selling them off kind of thing. And it wasn't, it was kind of that, not exactly that. Like, I just thought it would be like selling at the black market kind of thing, but from what they said, they're just like essentially cheating at the adventure quest, right? Just kidnapping animals, and then you get the adventure request to rescue him, and they're like, hey, I found your kitty cat, you know, money please. Like, it's a very odd kind of scam-ish thing they're doing here. It's just very interesting. I don't think I've ever seen anything quite like that before. Deliberately staying at a low at a low rank of a guild, so you could like fraud the easy quests for a quick buck. That just feels so realistic. I don't know. The best way I could describe it. Like, that is something I can imagine people doing in real life if this kind of system did exist. So that's pretty cool. It's also not exactly a very admirable thing to do, but at the same time, it's not like super evil, which is why it was a good setup for the kind of morality discussion debate we had later in the episode. Because, like, at the end of the day, the people, they get their pet back. Like, they're a little bit sad that they're separated from the pet for a bit, but they get it back. They're short a little bit of money, but they still got their pet in the end, so it's really not that bad. But it's still bad. Like, it's still not the kind of thing you would praise somebody for. So that's why it's really interesting that we delved into that. So once we got them all captured, this was a chance to kind of really delve into the characters' opinions on various things. Because the ringleader hit Rudy, right? That looked quite painful, but in that moment I had no idea just how much would come from that. Because we had very much like a knee-jerk reaction from our spurred friend over here. Just off with the head. For a second, I thought that Eris got hurt just because I thought I heard her make a sound not too long after we heard a cutting sound. So I was a little bit freaked out for a second because of that. But at the same time, I was like, no, they wouldn't do that. They wouldn't do that. But for like a second or two, I was internally screaming a little bit. But luckily, we saw the head was of the bad guys, and it became pretty clear what had happened. He killed him, just behead him right then and there, just because he hit Rudy. And because he's evil, right? He's evil, so it's okay to kill him. That's really what it boils down to. And this gave us one of the best insights into him as a character I think we've gotten so far. Because we knew all about the whole his tribe spurbs, their bad reputation, the cursed weapons, and all that, and how that really is his driving motivation to improve the reputation, right? So I think this has resulted in him having a very skewed perspective on things. Like, he clearly hates evil, and bad evil must be eliminated. I saw evil in front of me, so he eliminated it. It's that simple. Very straightforward morality kind of there. Does not leave much room for interpretation or wiggle room or gray area. And the bulk of the scene was kind of Eris and Rudy kind of telling him, just no, it's not quite that simple. And Rudy definitely went down that gray area sort of thing by actually putting this scamming group to use for his ends, right? And that's very much contradictory to what the Rudy Jerd wants to do, who just wanted to eliminate them all. Rudy's kind of doing the exact opposite, just like actually bringing them into the fold to improve, to help our situation, right? And just so interesting that we got into this sort of black and white versus gray area kind of thing. Really, definitely makes things pretty interesting, for sure. But he did agree to it in the end, begrudgingly, because he's a very stickler for his viewpoints, and he did agree to help them, so he's not going to throw that away because of this. But he's not happy about it. You can tell he's definitely not happy about it. And then the last thing we got was of them begrudgingly raising in rank, and this is an important scene. I want to look at it in detail. Again, like replay it completely on my end. Yeah, I raise our party rank to C, like you said. Then take a bee slaying job tomorrow, right? So slaying, so not like a capturing a kitten quest, like straight up killing something that's probably causing trouble. And B rank probably does pay pretty well. So I guess it's to imply that you can take jobs one rank above your rank, if that's the case. So if they were F rank before, then D was the highest they could do, which I think they said that before, so yeah. And then they said they would take an F rank job, like the lowest. And then they said, what are you planning? And at that point, I had no idea what we were doing here at all. But then he mentioned, don't tell me we're going to trade jobs, right? Can you do that? Like, are you allowed to trade jobs? Or is it more of a makeshift kind of thing where I guess Rudy could just, they could just tell Rudy what the job is. He could go do it and take the money. Like, it would be a kind of a middleman sort of thing, where, yeah, kind of like a way of getting a passive bureaucracy, where you could take the quest, but you're not completing it on paper, but you are doing it, you are getting the reward for it. I guess that's the system we're doing, and if that's the case, that is pretty smart. Definitely like a dancing around the rules kind of thing. And that's one interesting thing that's been about Rudy as a character, is that he's not like a goody two-shoes character. He's never been that. He was a very specific kind of person in his past life, and now he has his new life with new different experiences. And his current existence is kind of like a amalgamation of those two things. Him just trying to like settle into the new person that he is. And I think he probably will continue to go through a lot of character development through the course of the show as a result of that, for sure. So that's something I'm also pretty curious to see. And the horse guy is just an asshole. Like, I really don't like him. He's just so obnoxious for no reason. Like, just screw you. But I feel like I talked a lot already, but I think I got my thoughts across on the episode pretty well there. It was another really good episode, for sure. I do really appreciate just how unpredictable the show is, and not knowing what's going to happen next. Like, a bee slaying quest should be the next big thing we do. I wonder what we're gonna slay. I wonder if anything will go wrong as we're trying to do it. Like, there's so much there. But for now, this is the end of the episode. So I hope to see you in the next one. Until then, Bye-bye. Thank you for watching, and a special thanks to Cnouki and Ryan for supporting the channel. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you consider clicking the like button and leaving a comment, because that's a great and easy way to let me know that people want more. If you want to do something big to help the channel, you can support me on Patreon and get nice benefits like early access to certain videos. See you next time.